Chrono Odyssey is an upcoming next-generation fantasy MMORPG, and that's been making waves in the gaming community. This game is developed by Chrono Studios, it's part of Pixel, and will be published by Kakao Games. So, Chrono Odyssey is an action-packed MMO built on Unreal Engine 5 and promising awe-inspiring visuals, just a lot of them, and they're insane, seamless open world, and dynamic combat mechanics based on time manipulation. So, in the other words, it's not your typical MMO, it's aiming to actually redefine the genre by letting players manipulate time as part of the gameplay. And in this video I'll give you an overview of what Chrono Odyssey is all about, react to the latest trailer and break down its world, classes, unique features and monetization model. I'll also talk about the upcoming beta and how you can actually join it, compare it lightly to other MMOs and share my personal expectations about this game. I'm relatively new to this genre, so this is going to be interesting. And this is Rudy Calix Video Games channel, so let's begin. And before we're going to start, I actually wanted to introduce you my Discord server. I've created roles and channels for these games specifically for Chrono Odyssey, so feel free to join if you want to stay tuned and updated, also to have conversations and communication with other players who are interested in it. You just need to get the role for Chrono Odyssey and you will get access to these channels. The link is going to be in the pinned comment. Now to the main topic of this video. And first of all, we're going to start with the trailer itself. We'll have a look and I will react to it. So let's begin with it.
I saw my world fall to ash, consumed by the void. Try as I might to quell their advance. 'Twas all for naught. Some say time stops for no one. Neither man nor God, living nor dead. Yet what then of those who deigned to turn back the hands of fate? To save what remains of our broken worlds, you need only take my hand. Return to the past, where your journey awaits.
First of all, what are these freaking graphics? Did you see it? And I believe it's not just a trailer. I mean, they have shown some combats and real fights, and I hope at least it's going to be the case for the gameplay. When we're going to try it on our own, we'll be able to actually see just the same things. Actually, combats and the movements of bosses and different monsters, they're looking like crazy, insane. Did you see these mechanics of the time manipulation? This dude literally, he was flying. Where is it? Let me show you. Just a second. Where? Here it is. And there were several more specs, yeah, when he's freezing the time. We're going to talk about it later. So yeah, oh my god, these fights, these bosses, these graphics, these, how the classes looks, how our characters are going to look like. Oh my god, this looks insane. And actually all I can say about this trailer, well, I mean, I'm freaking hooked, not gonna lie. It seems like something unreal and just incredible, and if I were to say like I wasn't interested in it before, right now, sure I am. Now let's talk a little bit about the world behind the trailer. So Chrono Odyssey is set in the world of Setera, I believe, which at first glance looks like a beautiful fantasy land full of nature and medieval charm, but beneath that beauty lies a grim reality. Setera is a front line of an ancient war against a force called Void. According to the lore, this war has been raging since the beginning of time, and it has literally warped the world. Time and space in Setera has been twisted by conflict, leading to contradicting timelines and chaotic temporal rifts. Imagine walking through a peaceful field at one moment, then stumbling into area where time is out of control. Past and future, they're colliding, strange monsters pouring through fractures in reality. That's kind of atmosphere we're dealing with. A central element of the story is an artifact called Chrono Odyssey, created by an ancient civilization which grants the power to manipulate the time. And as players, we are taking on the role of sentinels, most likely characters, heroes who are, let's say, designed to use the time-bending powers to save Setera. So overall, all this gives me strong vibes that the storyline will be about exploring the time travel or maybe time loops, perhaps uncovering some secrets across different areas of Setera, and this looks actually really cool. And actually, what's unique about this game, the Chrono Odyssey world isn't static. It's described as a living, ever-changing world. So basically, we will have different seasons, weather changes, and so on, without any downloading screens and something like that. There is going to be, it's promised by devs, like a smooth transitions and so on. You will be able to discover one area and on the other day, for example, it's going to be completely changed or something like that. And all of this, it should make exploring Setera like constantly intriguing, always new and something fresh. So in summary, the world of Chrono Odyssey offers a mix of classic fantasy and mind-bending sci-fi elements. There is an epic war story behind it and a mystery of time to unravel. Personally, I'm excited to discover different regions of Setera, from peaceful villages to terrifying war zones. I think this is going to be like insane. The contrast of different regions and so on, and this stage is set for an immersive world where your journey is about saving not just the land but time itself. Now let's talk a little bit about classes and combat systems. So overall, officially in this game introduced for now 6 classes. They are Swordman, Paladin, Ranger, Sorcerer, Berserker and Assassin. These classes, each of them, they're providing some unique combat styles and mechanics to support different roles and cooperative play. For example, if you love being in the thick of battle, the Swordman or Berserker will be your choice. It's up to you, like for melee action and so on. If you prefer supporting or tanking, I believe Paladin is going to be the topic for you to think about. And if you're enjoying staying at range, probably Magician, like Mage, Ranger, Sorcerer, there might be the case for you. And for, let's say, stealth and kinda sneaky type of gameplay with high damage output, let's say from the Shadow, Assassin might be the choice for you. Me personally, I'm more interested in such classes as Sorcerer, like Magician, or Assassin. I will have a look at it and will decide at the end what am I going to choose. And also the cool aspect of the game that it's like from the official sources that each class isn't limited to one weapon type. In fact, it's mentioned that they can change and have different or multiple weapon options. Even let's say the ranger who is using like bows or crossbows is able to a certain moment of the battle switch to rapier, for example, and go into close combat or something like that. The other classes, they are able to switch different weapons as well, and this provides this unique aspect of the gameplay where you can think about different builds, building different strategies around, I don't know, different raids and bosses and so on. And this might be actually an interesting and cool aspect which provide, as I mentioned already, this unique type of a gameplay. And speaking of combat, Chrono Odyssey is a fully action-based and dynamic. It's not tap target plus auto attack, it's more in the vein of modern action RPGs. You'll actively attack, block or parry, dodge, and will be using like combo skills in real time and so on. Positioning matters, timing matters. The game promises combat that is thrilling and requires both unpredictability and control. So enemies won't be pushovers either. The devs know that enemy attack patterns will be varied and deadly, so you'll have to stay on your toes and actually pay attention to what's going on. This should make basically every fight engaging, whether you're soloing it, trying to do it on your own, or with teammates in a huge raid on a boss, and this might be something really crazy. Now a little bit about Chrono, let's say, time mechanic, manipulation in combat. This is what truly sets Chrono Odyssey apart. I mean, as a player, you'll have special abilities to use in combats with time manipulation. From what we know, you can rewind time or freeze time briefly during combat. So imagine you're making a mistake. For example, you're getting hit hard by a boss or a mob. You are running out of HP and you're able to rewind time, which moves you back for a couple of seconds, and you're able to avoid these mistakes. Or maybe you have a lot of different mobs around you and you can freeze time to actually get advantage of it and being able to destroy a huge group of mobs without being killed yourself. And this kind of mechanic, it's huge. Like really, it's almost like having a cheat code, but it's built into a gameplay for everyone to use strategically. Mastering when to manipulate time to save actually yourself or exploiting an opening will likely be key to high level play. So yeah, they explicitly encourage using time powers as part of your fighting style. The idea of pulling off a perfect dodge thanks to a time slow ability sounds kinda cool and satisfying. It could also make Chrono Odyssey very solo friendly, since a clever use of time powers might let a single player survive challenges that normally require a group. Though, of course, there will also be content where many players are going to team up, and more about it like in a moment. To round up the section, Chrono Odyssey's combat system aims to deliver flashy, skill-based action with a unique time-bending twist. Each class brings something different to the table and can adapt via multiple weapons, whether you're a veteran action combat player or a new player in MMO, like mostly me. The combat looks intuitive yet deep. It's like Devil May Cry meets MMORPG, combos, weapon swaps, dodges, but now add time magic into all this mix. I'm personally very excited about this game and getting my hands on this and to actually try this out. I wish I will be able to participate in a closed beta, we will see. Now a little bit about the open world and MMO features. So Chrono Odyssey isn't just about small scale fights, it's massively multiplayer game, and it comes with the whole suite of MMO features. Let's talk about the world design and multiplayer content. So here developers have stressed that Setera is a seamless open world. No loading screens between zones, no awkward instancing for every little area. They've built proprietary server tech and dynamic loading systems to make this happen, so you can run from one end of the continent to the other without any loadings and with ability to like smoothly experience day turning to night with weather changing conditions and new regions opening without any breaks. For players, that means immersion. So you and your friends can explore together and suddenly stumble on a world event without any transition, making it feel like a real living world. So let's say the open world is not just big, it's alive and ever-changing. As mentioned earlier, there are dynamic weather and day-night cycles and even terrain changes caused by time reefs. For example, a valley that was easy to traverse yesterday might be flooded or have an overworldly portal today. Who knows? Like, it's unpredictable. This keeps exploration exciting. The world is also filled with what I assume regional events and world bosses. Like in one of the press releases, deities encountering massive foes in the open world. In one of the press releases, deities encountering massive foes in the open world organically. One example given was a huge boss named Eltanius, I believe, described as one of many powerful bosses that will require hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of players to unite to defeat him. Can you imagine this madness? Also, it's going to provide different types of playstyles. Let's say if you're into PvE or co-op, there will be dungeons, raids and field bosses to actually tackle. And the devs, they have mentioned large-scale world events and raids that require coordination, likely where those dedicated healers, tanks, DPS roles come into play, like in traditional MMO. On the flip side, if you prefer a solo style, Chrono Odyssey isn't leaving you behind. So they said that there are options like Chrono Gate and trial challenges which can be done solo for progression, and they want the game to appeal for both long-time MMO fans and newcomers, well, who might play kinda casually. And this provides also me, for example, an option, because I might be new for such type of games, so I might take my time to actually discover the world on my own pace and so on, and also I will be able to interact with other people in some big events, and this might be actually a really great and cool concept that will provide me as a player flexibility, decide what to do, what do I want and so on. And what about PvP? So it hasn't been a focus of marketing so far. Most talks, they were about PvE and co-op. However, some tags, they are mentioning and suggesting that PvP might be the case in this game as well, with maybe some modes or zones, like I'm not sure about it right now. And on the Steam page we can actually see the information that PvP is included in this game and online PvP as well. We'll have to wait for details, but I wouldn't be surprised if there will be some kind of arenas or faction battles. But yeah, we're sure that the core is going to be like PvE, and it's a heavy focus on this aspect, fighting the void, clearing dungeons, etc. I'm personally okay with that, since I'm more a lover of co-op modes and PvE aspect, but yeah, we'll see how it's going to be. Now a little bit about the technology and performance. Well, if developers are saying about rate for 100 players at the same time, it's something crazy. I mean, can you imagine what kind of technical power required for this to actually work? And if they are going to pull that off, it'll be like a really impressive one, not gonna lie. So yeah, fingers crossed it's going to work. And because the idea of saying, let's say 200 players, 100 players rallying and trying to defend, I don't know, the town from the Wade invasion in real time is the kind of epic MMO moment that we all dreaming about, and this is going to be just something huge. Now let's talk about monetization and pay to win aspect about this game. This kind of an important topic for many players, I believe. So from what we know, and in the video that you're going to see right now, it's been done like an interview from developers in person, and the content creator who you see on your screen right now, he straightly asked questions about pay to win aspect in this game, and he did it not a single one time but a couple of times from a different perspectives in a different ways. And the answer from developers was straightforward. They are aiming to provide balanced game in terms of pay to win aspect. What does it mean balanced? It means that from pay to win side we're going to see only some kind of cosmetics and quality of life enhancements. So like I heard about battle passes, I believe, which are going to make gameplay probably a bit easier, but without like any huge game-changing mechanics. This likely means that character skins, costumes, maybe mounts or decorative pets, stuff that makes you look cool but doesn't give you stat advantages. Quality of life might include convenience like extra inventory space, XP boosts, or battle pass, as I mentioned already, that gives rewards, etc. and nothing that lets someone overpower others by sweeping a credit card. And this approach is kinda similar to the monetization in games like Guild Wars 2 or some modern MMOs, where cosmetics fund the game while the playing field stays level. And the whole thing that they also mentioned, they are independent company. The Chrono Studio is independent. Yeah, they are in NPixel, but they're doing their work, their job on their own as they want to. So probably about monetization aspect we're going to find more details by the moment of release. And yeah, I know how it usually works, that first of all people are saying that it's going to be free to play and so on, friendly, without any issues, but after that they're going to add something. I hope it's not going to be the case here, but we'll have to see. Hopefully everything is going to work fine. Now let's talk a little bit about the closed beta. So basically you can find this game in Steam, and also for PlayStation and Xbox it should be available. For example, in terms of Steam, you're going to this game and just scrolling down the trailer, here should be written like Chrono Odyssey playtest. And in my case I already requested it, so you just need to click the button, apply for the closed beta, add some information, details and about the decision, or you're going to receive an email with some additional information, or I believe you're not going to receive anything, and that means that you're not going to take part in it. And about the closed beta, so it's going to take part on June 20th from, by my time, like in Germany, 9 AM till 23rd of June, again the same time. Basically we'll have like 3 days to try this out. It's going to be available for North America, Europe, Asia, and yeah, it's kind of limited, but hopefully we're going to receive more information, even if we won't be able to participate in it. I still hope that we'll be able to get something new and interesting out of it, to understand how it works, what to expect from it, and basically what we're going to see in the closed beta is going to be some amount of a story mode. We'll be able to try different classes, we'll be able to try different combats and so on. So yeah, as they're mentioning here, there are going to be like only 3 available classes for now for the closed beta. Fair enough, I guess. I wish we could try more of them, but it is what it is. And I'm again waiting for this event. Hope I will be able to try it out. So now a little bit about comparing Chrono Odyssey with others MMO. And this might be interesting for some of you. I believe, let's say, people at the very beginning, they mentioned the point that particularly it looks similar to Black Desert Online, and it's like a mix of this game and Dark Souls, which kinda looks like, but this game provides a unique mechanic of time manipulation, which we don't have in other games, and this is going to be like the main card of this game, I believe. Also, we saw some comparisons with upcoming titles as well, like Throne of Liberty or Blue Protocol, and also they're providing some good graphics for sure and seamless world, but it had some concerns around gameplay depth and monetization. Chrono Odyssey edge there might be its clear stance on no pay to win and its more innovative combat. Blue Protocol, on the other hand, is more of an anime style action MMO with a cooperative focus, and it's visually and stylistically different. I believe it's going to attract more of other audience, and perhaps those players who prefer something like Elden Scrolls or something like that, I believe. This might be actually the case. And also, nevertheless, an important aspect to mention, like audience and accessibility. Some of the biggest MMOs like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy, they have years of content and almost their own ecosystem. So new players who are joining it, they might feel actually lost and not knowing what to do and why they're playing it. Chrono Odyssey, being new, offers a fresh start where everyone being on equal footing, and as I mentioned, devs are consciously designing it to appeal to newcomers as well with solo content. So we may assume that this might be actually a good one thing in a long perspective. It really depends on how they're going to present it, if it's going to be really interesting to do like this solo type of gameplay, if it's not going to be only around co-op mode, like as an end point of this game where you need to have some top-end gears, I don't know, weapons and so on, which you need to grind and farm for like weeks or months and so on. If the content isn't going to be just repetitive, if it's going to provide fresh things as it's been mentioned from developers, it's going to be like a bomb. So why am I looking to actually play Chrono Odyssey now? And I will be honest with you, like, I am not one of the hardcore players in MMO field. I might become such, because I'm trying something new for me. And for me, the gameplay, the action style, different combos and so on in Chrono Odyssey, they look incredibly. I really want to try this out on my own, get an understanding of how it works, if it's going to be some really hardcore or kind of friendly, how the raids are going to be such raids of 100-200 people. This might be something unreal. crazy emotions, I don't know, crazy memories about it. If they're going to handle everything, this might be really MMO of the year. Also, the promised aspect about the pay to win, I mean, I understand games, they have to gain something. It's a business. It really depends how they're going to build their business model. And in different games, pay to win aspect is a huge one. It's affecting the performance and experience of different players, not in a really good way. It's like a money grab, and I don't want this game to be such as it's promised by devs. I hope they are going to follow their words and it's going to be a really free to play game with only cosmetics and live quality features, nothing special which is going to affect your performance and bring you just apart from other players who are able to pay for it or something like that. Also, the perspective of the story of this game, the lore, it seems really intriguing for me. The time mechanics, how it's actually going to work, was behind the story, the war of this game, which we basically know from the very start, and different points that they've mentioned about the storyline. They seems potentially really interesting to actually discover them. So I hope they will actually do a great job about it. We'll be able to find something new, some more information from the closed beta. I'm really waiting for it. And my biggest hope about this game, I know that some expectations, they might be ruined like day one of the game's release, which is unfortunate, but I hope this game is going to be one of those who is able to actually last for a long period. It really hooked me and I'm waiting for it. So for this video I basically covered the most important parts about this game, what we know, what to expect from it, and I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, join my Discord server to be able to discuss different things about this game, maybe some news, some information. I'm waiting for the closed beta. I'm really hoping that I will be able to participate in it and discover the world of Setera on my own. Again, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.